At the beginning of the 90s, my double act was on a break, so I had a bit of time on my hands. And it was just about this time when we were becoming very aware of PR. PR was into everything. And so there was fashion PR, there were launches, there were lunches, there were red carpets. And combine that with bad parenting, cruelty, alcohol and fags, and you've got a sitcom. In 1992, Dawn was having a break, but a rather nice man at the BBC said I could have a series all of my own.
The first script of AbFab, which was written by Jennifer in pencil in an exercise book, and I'm sure she won't mind me saying, it was the only time we got a complete script before we started filming. As time went on, we learned to cope with this.
Jennifer used to write the script the night before filming because she needs, I guess, kind of to really shut her sphincters tight and give herself an adrenaline hit. So she would write it the night before. Everybody was having a heart attack because they said, how do we build a set? Then she'd mail it over to me, and it was just a mess. Then I'd start changing the lines, and then the next day, they built a set and did the show.
Oh, God, why am I so fat?
You're so fat.
I am, why?
Well, for a start, you eat too much, you drink too much, and you take no exercise.
Darling, please. It's far more likely to be an allergy to something, isn't it?
Safi was played by the wonderful Julia Sawalha, and I didn't know who to cast as Adina's best friend Patsy until I saw an ex-model, now actress, setting herself up on Ruby Wax's The Full Wax.
The said nobody's eating. What am I supposed to... I saw Joanna Lumley in a play where she was playing Imelda Marcos, and she was hilarious. And Joanna Lumley was on the way out. You know, nobody kind of remembered who she was. And I went backstage, I said, do you know, I'd never seen it before, somebody really good looking and funny. It's against the laws of nature.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm talking to her.
I said to Lumley, play the, like the sad end of your career, and she did it.
Have you spoken to Max?
No, I mean,
he's so
talk to us.
He's just so wet.
Yeah, I know.
This girl is do you know how old she is?
No, what age?
Do you know how old she says she?
No.
She says she's 24. Do you
Yeah.
know how old she is?
No.
35. She's standing there in front of me.
Yeah.
She's standing
Yeah.
there in
Yeah.
front of
Yeah.
me. I can't believe it.
And that was the beginning of Patsy.
Oh, so she'll be in my car. Darling. Pat, darling. Sweetie, your car's here. I thought I might scrounge a coffee. No, well, darling, I can't. I'm in a dreadful I can't. Saf is here, though, all right?
What are you wearing, Eddie?
La Croix.
It's fabulous.
Good, thank you.
I totally loved Absolutely Fabulous because it seemed to me that you had the young ones and then you had Absolutely Fabulous as two sitcoms that changed the way you could write and perform a sitcom.
It was women behaving like spoilt men. And that hadn't really been... I don't think that character had been shown before.
Right, now, this was one, and this was one, and this was one. We haven't had that, this one. And that box.
We knew women like that, Jennifer and I, and we used to trail them. One of them gave me a lift in her jack, and I heard her going, you don't you ever fucking tell that person, don't you ever. And then she'd hold the phone and go, yum gekko, ring gekko, yum gekko. And then she'd go, tell the bitch, she's fired, yum yoho, ring gekko. So we loved that whole like confusion of spirituality and PR. And so it had to go on television. Because we knew too many people that needed their asses kicked.
Party. Oh, Pooh starts having a retrospective of work she's yet to do. All right. That'll be drinks and a press call. Book launches. 1. Bill Wyman's coping with cystitis. Press call and ribs at sticky fingers.
We thought the PR people were going to be the people who were going to shout at us most and hate us for laughing at them, which was, after all, the idea of the show. In fact, they were the first people to go, hooray, you noticed. We do something important. We PR things.
I'm sorry, Mum, but I've never really seen what it is you actually do.
PR! Yes, but PR! I PR things! People, places, concepts.
Lulu!
Doing AbFab was fantastic. It was so much fun that I hardly remember any of it. I think probably we were drunk most of the time, but we had a great time. And now I'm going to go to a big house in the country and meet someone who might remember a little bit more. She might not. She's very old now. Come with me. Absolutely Fabulous turned out to be quite popular in the 90s, which was great because we got to make more of them. We got to go to America because it became a bit of a success in America. We got to go on Roseanne. I got to be on Friends. They made a French movie of it. I mean, it was fantastic. We had a kind of first-class living decade. But you see, Adina doesn't make any sense without Patsy, which is why I'm here, because she's on her way. AbFab was British comedy's biggest export of the 90s, blah, blah, blah. It embodied the decadent hedonism of the time, blah, blah, blah. So a decadent hotel seemed like a good place to jog Joanna's memory because she's very old.
She's been doing some proper theatre work in New York for months, so it's been a while.
Don't worry about this wall, just drive over it. That's it, yeah. Who cares? It's just a little flower bed. Thank you.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you so much. I can't believe I'm here.
Babe, Joanna. Welcome to my lovely home.
Hey,
looking fab. Oh, thank you.
You're looking fab.
So it's 20 years.
20 years this year.
This year.
I can remember meeting you for the first time because I knew what you looked like, obviously from French and Saunders.
Right.
I thought you were fabulous. I've since obviously dropped this opinion. But the thing was that I had to come and read a scene which was Patsy and Adina in a taxi.
Yes. They'd organised a couple of chairs, I remember that.
Two chairs.
Two chairs. It was really in a BBC office.
And I've read this phenomenal script. I'd never read anything like it in my life, and I terribly wanted you to...
Very kind.
To like me.
I mean, look at you. You've been a fantastic mother. You've let them ruin your figure. Your stomach's stretched beyond recognition. You've got tits down to your knees and what for God's sake? You're a potter and you've worn nothing but a purple nylon tracksuit and a Gazette t-shirt for the past 2 years. Cut the cord, darling. Left here if we're going to Harvey next. Left.
The characters of Patsy and Adina were two of the best creations of that time.
It was kind of based on those sort of, very kind of hard-nosed PR type businesswomen, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I just thought the contrast between Jennifer's character and Joanna Lumley was great.
Joanna Lumley had to be the other woman. I mean, there was no question. She had to be the yin to the yang of Jennifer.
Oh, here's my list. Go through my list. Door handle, done.
Well, congratulate yourself, Eddie.
Lunch done.
Well done, sweetie.
I was working in Covent Garden at the time in restaurants. And Adina and Patsy, I tell you, they are very, very based in reality. You still see them now, and it's quite sad to see them now.
Speech. Oh, I read my speech.
Congratulate yourself anyway, Eddie.
It was kind of against the whole PC culture that had grown up. It was like 2 fingers to that. We're just going to do what we want. And being women, I think it made a bit more impact.
You know, today's bloody no smoking day.
Oh, bloody no. You don't do no smoking day.
Don't do bloody no drinking day, do they?
No shooting people day.
No. No wearing bloody awful clothes.
These aren't supposed to be great role models, are they? I mean, they're supposed to be bad people.
They were bad people.
I mean, Adina sort of represents everything that's kind of neurotic and self-obsessed and obsessed with money and having everything, and that idea that in the 90s, choice was the thing. Everyone should have choice. But choice just meant that you could never settle on anything.
Yeah. I mean, they actually were best friends.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was part of the success. How many times in your short and beautiful life have people come up to you and said, oh, I'm Patsy and this is my friend Adina, and she's Adina, I'm Patsy.
Yeah.
Oh, my mother's
Not always
just
girls.
No.
No, I mean...
The amount of people who said, you've hit us on the nail.
What?
Step on the car, please, madam.
Hey, what the hell?
What do you want? What are you doing here?
Taking my friend to hospital. She's sick. Eddie, I'll help. Hang on.
But I thought it would work in London, the southeast of England, where people knew where Harvey Nicks was.
Yeah. I didn't have an expectation that it would have a massive audience. I thought it would have, a Londony and urban audience.
But it doesn't account for the success with truck drivers in Ohio. I mean, why did they like it?
I can't imagine.
Well, I'll tell you why, Miss Saunders.
Okay, tell me why.
It was beautifully written and very, very funny. And if things are good, it doesn't matter what they are, or where they're about, or what they're about, or what they contain. If it's good, it works. That's the truth of it.
The combination of all those people, I think it's like, it doesn't happen often, but everybody worked together.
Yes, it did.
Well, I don't think there's any rain on the way.
Bubble was one of my favourite characters, because Bubble represents everything about the 90s, about a job and a not job, about getting away with it, about being able to, that kind of pretense.
Is there anything I should look at? Yeah, a few of them whatchamacallums come through. What? Paper that comes out.
What paper?
Very important, urgent paper.
What? Tell me.
The paper that comes out the answering machine.
She needed her, because if she had someone who actually could do the job,
Yeah.
she'd be shown up immediately, so she had to have someone like Bubble.
Oh, we're being saved by English heritage. What's that mean?
Where?
Yes, saved.
No, sewed.
I mean, there is this idea that Patsy and Adina were the first ladettes, which probably isn't too far off the
probably
mark.
not.
I mean, in that they were out there doing what they wanted, drinking as much as they wanted, smoking, which you could do in those days, actually, inside a house.
Yeah.
So maybe they were a little bit the first ladettes.
I think they probably were.
Yeah.
It's rather shocking to think of that.
It's
and also
slightly
shocking to think of the drinks we made up just because they rhymed, like Stolly Bolly Cocktail. I mean,
Do people drink those? I mean, I remember people writing to me and saying...
I've never tasted it. We've never drunk it in our lives.
No.
And people saying, yeah, we had 4 of those. And you go, we must be dead. Why?
Insane.
But I tell you what it did do, which was before that, people used to ask for a glass of champagne, and after your clever, funny show, Miss Saunders, people asked for a glass of bolly.
Eddie, darling, we need some drink here. Why don't champagne? Yep. We've got 1 bottle left, darling.
Are we going to do any more? She said desperately, eyes hungry.
Well...
With the beseeching eyes of a starving woman, frankly. I can't get a job.
I'd love to do some more. Because I think the world's changed enough for there to be enough interesting stuff to do and talk about, and I'd be fascinated to see...
It doesn't matter when we pick them up or how old they are, because we've seen that they live to 112.
They do. I was in my 30s, Adina was 40. So Adina's now 60.
Well, I'm now 83, so I mean, I can pick it up anyway. Will you write it?
Yeah, of course I will.
Will you write me a part in it?
No.
Cheers, sweetie.
Cheers, sweetie. Cheers, darling.